This is the exam prep for industrial and system engineers. This is going to be exam prep number 1, question number 3. Let's get into it. So, James is a major prize winner in a sweepstakes. He has the option of either receiving a single check for $125,000 now or receive a check for $50,000 each year for 3 years. But he would be given the first $50,000 check right now. Okay, let's just write it out just so we don't forget. So option A is $125,000 right now times 1, just a one-time payment. So option B is going to be $50,000, 3 paychecks, and this is going to be option B. At what interest rate would James most nearly have to invest his winnings, for him to be indifferent as to how he receives his winnings? Okay, so right here it looks like they're asking us to find the interest rate, so let's put a question mark right there. The N is a little bit tricky since right here it says $50,000 check 3 times, so for 3 years, but he's going to be receiving his first check right now. So what we have to do is let's just make a timeline to make it a little bit easier. Just go right there to 3. Okay, so this is going to be year 0, 1, 2, and 3. So or in this case, James is going to be receiving $50,000, then another $50,000, then another $50,000, and those are his 3 payments. First one happened at year 0. So as we can see, instead of it being 3 years, this is only going to be a 2-year period. So N is going to be 2. Okay, the annuity is going to be $50,000. The principal interest, or the principal amount, is going to be $50,000, and this $50,000 comes from this initial payment. So this one is going to be given to us right now, basically immediately. So that's just going to be what we have to start with. Since this one isn't going to be accruing any interest, since there's no time for it to accrue interest, so that's going to be the principal value. And for the final amount, after the time period is over, we will have $0 left to actually get back. So the final value is going to be 0. This is for option B. For option A, we just know that it's going to be $125,000 just as a lump sum just initially. So right here we can see that the initial value is $50,000, but we want to find what the whole payment plan, in this case of $50,000, what everything is going to be worth at the present value, because this is going to be in 2 years. But what is this worth right now? So let's do $50,000, and this $50,000 comes from the initial payment. This is going to be the initial payment, so we're going to add on the $50,000, and this one right here, this is going to be the accrual, or the annuity that we're going to be receiving. So we want to get rid of the annuity, and then we want to find the principal. So the interest rate we don't know, and N is equal to 2. Okay, but in this case, since we want to compare it to this lump sum amount, we want to find the interest rate that this is comparable to. And in order to do that, we're going to set them equal to each other. 125, 1, 2, 3. Since this one is technically the present value of the lottery, so let's just simplify it a little bit. In order to make it simpler, let's just get rid of the zeros. Let's just divide by 1,000. Okay, so if we subtract 50 minus 50, we're left with 75 is equal to 50 times P over A, comma I, comma 2. Okay, we divide by 50. This one's going to cross out. We are left with 1.5 is equal to P over A, interest 2. Okay, now we can go over to the NCEES handbook. We can find the formula for this one. In order to actually to plug it in, then we're able to solve for I. So let's go right here. It's already highlighted, made it a little bit easier. So P given A, we're trying to find the present value given the annuity. So let me just bring this formula over to the scratch work. So 1.5, that's going to be equal to 1 plus I, all raised to the n power. We subtract 1 from that. and that is going to be all over interest rate, 1 plus interest rate, all over, and this, let's just put parentheses just so we know that we're going to be multiplying. So there's probably some neat tricks that we can use to actually solve for I in this situation. Multiply this over and then divide, maybe use the log, but that would be too long since for the FE exam we're only given around 2 minutes per question and we want to make this as quick as possible. So let's just plug in the options that we have. So we have 16, 20, 22, and 23%. So let's just go, if interest is equal to 16%, this value is going to be 1.605. If the interest is 20%, this value is going to be 1.52778. If the interest is 22%, this value is going to be 1.4915. If the interest were to be 23%, this is going to be 1.47. Okay, so this one is plus 0.1, this one is plus 0.02, this one is minus 0.01, this one is not plus, minus 0.03. So as we can see, the interest rate that is closer to the 1.5 value is going to be this one. So in this case, 22% is the answer, which is C.